everybody, this is Miss Rachel with the Leonardo and Leo at Home, and I am here today making the world's best Play-Doh recipe. Today is brought to you by our sponsor, Vivint Smart Home and Vivint Gives Back. Thank you for allowing us to have a sensory day, which we get to increase our accessibility for all types of people in all different types of ways, and so thank you, Vivint, for helping us out. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to make the world's best Play-Doh recipe. Now, I know a lot of us love to play with Play-Doh, and it is super, super fun. And I love this recipe because it uses simple ingredients that you already have in your house, and it is also super easy, and it's all kind of made out of edible things, so that's really nice. I have right here our first few ingredients. I have flour. We need 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of salt, and a tablespoon of cream of tartar. And those are my dry ingredients. And you can get this actually with this recipe. Will be posted in our link and you can follow along with me. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix all of those up to make sure that our salt gets in there nice and oriented. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to add 2 cups of a nice lukewarm water. And at this point, I'm also going to add an oil. I'm using coconut oil, but you really could add whatever kind of oil you want. I like coconut oil because it kind of has a nice scent to it, which is calming in and of itself when there's so many other things going on in the world. It's nice to have a calming scent. Or you could do something like vegetable oil, which you could use also. Oh my goodness. Real time! Dropping the phone here. Sorry, everyone. All right, keep it on, keep it on. So, I've got my 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I have my water, and you're starting to see it's looking a little goopy. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually add in my color. I'm doing this because I'm making 1 color of Play-Doh. If you're gonna make more than 1 color of Play-Doh, don't add your color at this point. Wait and add your color after the Play-Doh is formed. So I'm gonna add a couple of drops of purple in here. And then if you want, for an additional sensory experience, you can add a little bit of an essential oil. I have lavender. I'm gonna stick with my purple theme. And I'm gonna use a purple plant. And add a little bit of calming scent to help calm my nerves after a long time. Okay. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to turn on our stove. And we're actually gonna cook this Play-Doh. And at first, it's gonna seem really mushy and really just kind of like gnarly looking, but it will come together, I promise. And I like this Play-Doh recipe a lot, mostly because it is so soft. The cream of tartar and the oil, the coconut oil that I've added, makes it really, really soft and just kind of calming, and it helps my hands feel really good after a long day. You can start to see it kind of coming together. It looks at this point almost like porridge-y, but that's okay. You're just going to want to keep stirring, and you want to stir it the entire time. We're going to have it on about a medium-high heat. And you're going to want to try and break up as many of those lumps as you can, because you don't want to have a lumpy Play-Doh. It's not fun. So try and find all of the different places where you can find those lumps. All right. Now, it has almost turned into something that looks like a cake batter. It's kind of pretty, kind of got this pretty color to it. We're gonna keep stirring it, and we're gonna keep it over the heat. And it looks really kind of like drippy now, but what will happen is the heat will start to bond everything together. And it really is just salt and flour and a little cream of tartar if you have it, but I've also made this without the cream of tartar, and it actually worked out really well too. The cream of tartar just kind of makes it have this like soft doughiness that is extra special that you like to play around with when you have a Play-Doh type of consistency. All right, so make sure you're getting all of those lumps, and then what you're gonna notice is parts of it are gonna start to harden a little bit and come together, and our dough will start to form. Playing with Play-Doh and offering a way for your body to calm down is really helpful during times like these. Our mind is, we call it, our nervous system, because it's connected to all of our different nerves. So if you are feeling extra anxious, or you're feeling a lot of different feelings right now that you can't really describe, taking the time to calm down and do something that really like invigorates your soul is absolutely worth it. The more that you take care of yourself and your brain, the easier all of this will be. And Play-Doh is a great way to do that. Now at this point, I'm gonna add a little more of my essential oil because I'm starting to smell it. It smells so good. But I want it to have a stronger scent, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. And you can see it's starting to get a stickier consistency and roll together. And that is it cooking. This Play-Doh recipe is really nice because it's all made out of things that are pretty non-toxic. I mean, we have almost all of them in our pantry. It's really easy to make, and it gives you that opportunity to calm down in the day. And the best part, which I haven't even told you yet, is this Play-Doh can last up to 3 months if you keep it in a nice airtight container. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. I mean, Ziploc bags work. I prefer the, I like to keep them in their own bag, but you know, and if it gets a little dried out, just add a little bit more coconut oil. You can see now I'm starting to get this thick paste. It's starting to come together, but I don't want it to be this sticky. You see these parts over here that are kind of crusted on? These crusty parts are good, and I want more of that, and less of this taffy looking stuff. Perfect. It's starting to come together. Now, you'll see I made a lot of purple. So, like I said earlier, if you don't want to add the color in at the beginning, you don't have to. You can add the color in after our next step. But I wanted to have all of this one beautiful color here. All right, now I can't really stir it anymore. We've got this really thick, beautiful consistency. So I'm gonna actually turn off my oven, or my stove here, and I'm gonna put it over here to cool down a little bit on some wax paper. Now, what is really great about all of this is this beautiful Play-Doh that I've got. It's really warm, so I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna knead it together, and then you'll see it gets this really nice texture and consistency that actually is super fun to play with, super relaxing. It smells like lavender, it's wonderful and fun. And this is one way that you can provide something that will help your family calm down and help your family feel a little bit more sense of calm, or if you're just running out of Play-Doh and you need something to do and you are desperate for a Play-Doh, this is the best recipe. It's really soft, it has a great consistency, an amazing texture, it's really easy, and honestly, every single time I make it, it turns out fantastic. I've made it close to 20 times, and every single time I really love it, and I have so much fun with it, and you always get so much of it, and it really does last. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun making your own Play-Doh. I would love to see your Play-Doh creations. Now remember, if you leave this out, it will dry. It's just like every other dough. So if you make your Play-Doh and you would like to show me in the comments, I would love to see that. But you can see my hands are already loving this coconut oil moisture. It's wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you back here tomorrow.